All right, so Dwane Casey, he's out, guys.
Say it right.
Coach of the year.
He gone.
Life comes at you fast.
Gotta go, gotta go. I'm coaching in Toronto, gotta go.
Ben Simmons says he's not listening to Kobe, which I think is a mistake.
You think it's a mistake? Kobe was great, but he ain't perfect. Damn, true.
And this first pitch.
Oh, Marcellus, is that you? That Carl Lewis.
That's Marcellus.
Sports Nation is presented by Toyota.
Yeah.
Ninja Warrior. That was our bar.
The chairs are still here.
The chairs are still here.
So we have money. And Jamel is still here.
Yes.
Marcellus, LZ Granderson. Let's get it started, folks. This is interesting. Going places. Presented by Toyota. Done with Dwane. Raptors head coach is fired. This was just a few days after he was voted NBA Coach of the Year by his peers. Here's our Adrian Wojnarowski with more.
Well, 10 straight losses to Cleveland in the playoffs, 2 straight sweeps at the hands of the Cavs. And not just that they lost to the Cavs this year, but in the manner with which they lost. Getting swept, really not showing up in that game 4. They had a coach who was going into the last year of his deal. That wasn't something Dwane Casey wanted or the Raptors. And you were either going to extend him here or you were going to make a change.
All right, extend or make a change. They did that. Kyle Lowry essentially giving this statement afterwards. Look, he loves Dwane Casey, but he is going to support the organization. As a leader in the organization, it is my job to support said decision. So, Jamel, I know that your first concern is about how many ways we can spell Dwane, but I think
no love for why.
Where's the why, though?
Why, no why, dog?
I know why.
The real question is, did he deserve to be fired?
Deserves got nothing to do with it. It depends on how you look at it. The reality is there was no scheme. There was nothing that could be done to beat LeBron James. Nothing. And so what you're basically saying is that the next coach that comes in is going to be the guy that is the difference between you sending the Cavs home and not. And I think that's a mistake. It's very short-sighted. You're talking about somebody who got them the most wins in franchise history. They have the #1 seed. And I'm sorry, they just happened to run up against the immovable object of this generation. That's not worth firing your coach for and therefore disrupting the consistency of your organization. They're about to fall victim to the 80-20 rule.
Which is?
Which is basically where you leave, what you know, and what has produced based off 20% of a fallacy of an idealized, fictionalized thing that you have in your mind.
So the grass isn't always greener is what you're saying.
No, not at all.
But sometimes it pays off. I mean, I was shocked when Ohio State fired Cooper, right? But he couldn't beat Michigan. They got somebody who could do what? Beat Michigan. I mean, if you look at what happened to Doug Collins in Chicago, I was like, he was doing fine. They were doing better. But they fired him, brought in Phil, the rest is history. So sometimes a different voice does help out the situation. But with that being said, I agree with you. Because if this is a knee-jerk reaction to you losing to LeBron, that's stupid. Yeah. It's just stupid.
Is it knee-jerk or that they just can't get past LeBron?
Well, this is the answer to the question that is age-old. Follow the money if you want to know what this organization is doing. And what they're doing is they're trying to extort this fan base once again by saying, look, there's 3 pieces: organization, players, and then fans. You can't get rid of the fans because you need their money. You can't get rid of the players. That's costly, and we need somebody out there. The organization has to find a scapegoat. And it's always the figurehead on the sidelines. It's always the coach. Because the coach, once he's gone, you bring a new guy in there who's going to have the same exact fate. You say to the fans, though, hey, we reset your energy. You guys are really going to look at this #1 seed and 60 wins differently. So what? And that's the thing that's going to happen right here. These fans are going to be excited about somebody else coming in there to have the same exact results. And it happens every time.
So finished with the best record in the conference, and they also met with firing. Dwane Casey, Mike Brown, Rick Carlisle, Larry Bird, Phil Jackson, Pat Riley, Casey Jones. So it happens to all. And then look, Phil Jackson is on that list.
But you're also saying, again, so you're telling me, or you're trying to communicate to your fan base that the reason you didn't win was because of coaching. That's not why you didn't win, right? So now you set the expectation in their mind. The next coach that we get
can beat LeBron.
Yeah, and it's the lesser of 2 evils. You can't get rid of Lowry. You can't get rid of DeRozan. So you say we get rid of you.
You could get rid of those 2. You just have to be more aggressive as the GM to figure out a trade that may work out.
I meant you can't get rid of them and do better.
Getting rid of people. What about Kawhi? What is he going to do? Kawhi, you in L.A. That's clever, right?
You like that?
No, I did not. Yesterday, Kawhi Leonard was taken in a Dodgers Dodgers game in L.A. Just a reminder that Kawhi did not attend any Spurs playoff games, which doesn't bother me at all. In fact, when I saw him there, I got excited. You know what that said to me? He's coming to the Lakers? Marcellus. So let me ask you this question. Bad look for him to actually attend a Dodgers game when we haven't seen him at all during the playoffs?
Not to me. Not at all. I would not lose perspective of what this beef.
That's tampering.
Magic got Kerry doing his dirty work, so you don't pay that fine
can't be doing that to my homeboy now. You can't be doing that to my homeboy. Chill out.
See you soon.
Okay. All right, we got to.
Don't be jealous.
I'm about to go. All right, dog. I got your back. Here's the problem with this.
Super messy.
I know. Hey, here's the problem
Can
with
a
this.
sister live?
That's the
Front Street, Kerry.
Finish your point, man.
This means nothing. This means, we know this means nothing. First of all, you misdiagnosed me. You mad you ain't got control now. Y'all bullying me and talking trash about me in the media. I haven't said a word. Why am I getting a negative rap for this?
Yeah.
I just want to go see some baseball, damn it. And I went to a baseball game and it's just that simple.
Just happened to go see one in L.A.
He's
from L.A.
He's trolling the San Antonio Spurs. I've been here 2 years. I've been to at least 40-some baseball games. I ain't never ever seen Kawhi.
Never ever.
Never ever.
But it's never a story the other games he went to. Now it's a story. He probably was sitting up in there in the box that you can't afford. Just chilling. And he's like, what, you still renting? You said you're renting.
I'm in the box.
Okay, but not that box.
See, I got a husband. See, because I've been don't even got no connection to money.
You ain't in that box.
Can we stay out of our personal lives? Can we just go focus on...
Thank you, Coach.
Let me ask you a question. No, seriously, is that a bad look for you?
No, it's not a bad look, but I'm ready to go all in on this speculation. Yes, that means he's going to be a Laker. Kerry, he's coming here. But no, real talk, like, granted, part of this is the personality of Kawhi Leonard. I don't recall ever seeing him anywhere in public. I don't know what this man does in his free time. No, seriously.
Serious.
Time out. That's selective perception. Just like everybody say, everybody in L.A. got a Mercedes. No, they don't. You just see the ones you want to see. Everybody in L.A. got a Nissan, a Toyota, a Datsun.
But Marcellus, when you realize that part of the reason why his camp perhaps was sabotaging a relationship with San Antonio is because Kawhi's persona in the larger scope wasn't that large, this is how you do it, by being present in places outside of your sport. So if this is actually part of the larger narrative, being at a Dodger game is part of the larger conversation.
Can I go on record and say Kawhi Leonard's been to a game before? Can we just do that part?
I know he has. Okay, but you know what
you
know what this is like, Marcellus. This is after you, not that I know anything about this, but this is after you break up with somebody, and then you on the gram like you living your best life. You know, they got pictures in the club. You like, I'm sexy, thigh meat. What you got? That's the same thing you're doing. He's showing them other people want me.
All I'd like to say is welcome to the Lakers, Kawhi. Really big rings. The Rockets and the Warriors square off on Monday with the Rockets having home court advantage as a higher seed. The narrative basically around the league is that the Rockets are more hungry, especially with CP3 and James Harden trying to get their first championship. Steve Kerr has heard that narrative. He was asked about said narrative, and this is what he had to say.
I like where we are. Our guys have rings. That's a good position to be in. Our guys have rings. That's a good position to be in.
LZ, I thought he was saying they have experience. Was that too cocky, or was it perfectly confident?
No, it's perfect. When you hear what the Rockets have been saying about the Warriors all season long, simply pointing out the obvious, our guys have rings, it's not too cocky, it's just giving a news report. And oh, by the way,
news report.
I mean, the Houston Rockets can say, yo, we got some rings too, or at least a ring. I mean, we got experience in our locker room. Now it's one person, Trevor Reeves.
Where the rest of your full screen? Where the rest of that?
And it's been a minute since he won that chip. And to tell the truth, the only game plan was give the ball to Kobe.
With the Lakers.
But that doesn't matter. Don't let facts get in the way of a laid out, well laid out point.
Hey,
that's right. What I would say is
he coming to be a Laker too?
Yeah, about to say, you going to sit next to him at the game?
Perhaps.
The #1 Lakers operative right there. Show me the lie. Okay? Show me the lie. All facts, right?
Right.
So here's the thing. I think I said this yesterday. It's like I expect the Golden State Warriors to come in and really show Houston, like, you wanted this matchup, here's what you signed up for.
Right.
All right? And this is just Steve Kerr's subtle way of reminding them, it's not up to us to get to your level. You got to get to ours.
Right.
Draymond Green essentially said the same thing and said, hey, why would we run around talking about beating a team that hasn't won as much as we have? Right. No, they are supposed to worry about us. We don't worry about them. We worry about the ring. Forget about the jersey.
Yeah, watch what you ask for. You just might get it. And now y'all about to get it. And in this situation, a lot of times on the field, guys say, if you sing it, bring it. And it's time to bring it because we've been hearing y'all talk and we didn't want to say anything. But now let's see what this is. And why worry? Like, you're in a do or do not position right now. So I'm not going to sit there and have sleepless.
What do you mean by that?
That means we're going to go out there as the champions, as the favorites, and handle business. Why lose sleep over this? Why lose anything in the angst of what this is going to be, which is us as champions and you trying to get through us? We're here.
The thing that's crazy is that, the reality is if Houston doesn't win game 1, we're thinking this series is already a wrap.
Yeah.
Golden State can drop game 1, and we're like, this is still a series.
Golden State can drop a couple of games.
Right.
And that wouldn't lessen anybody's confidence.
Isn't that like Toronto game 1 when they missed all those shots?
You know that series was a wrap.
It was a wrap. Same with this.
Yeah.
They lose
All right,
the first
coming
one.
up next, folks, the Celtics are upset that Joel Embiid didn't shake their hands.
What?
Aww.
What grade are they in?
Yeah,
for real.
Well,
Goodness.
that's what we'll discuss.
They are young
This is what
players.
show?
Yeah.
Sports Nation.
See, in my hood, Marcellus.
Bad news. It's time for 3 cheers, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. You know what? It has a theme. Slip and fall, if you will. Okay, so 1 cheer for the Orioles. Miguel. Yeah, because you're an expert. Miguel Castro. Castro slips off the mound.
That's what my...
He's like, what's on the ground? What happened? What happened?
That's when the ground sniper gets you.
Yeah. 2 cheers for Rockies' Herman Marquez. Herman? Brewers Rockies. He
Damn.
That's a big man.
That's on purpose.
Yeah.
He too big.
Was that on purpose?
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Look at that. I had no chance going over that plate. Heck.
He's not happy.
But he ain't getting in that fight
I'm
either.
going to let y'all handle that.
3 cheers for D-backs and A.J. Pollock. National D-backs. Pollock slips.
Time keeps on.
Falls right up.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
You're the front runner for NL MVP.
See, he should have got up and played it off.
Yeah.
You ever used to trip and then you would get up like, oh, I was just dancing.
Or why do you look around?
Right. Make sure nobody.
That is the one.
All right, welcome back to Sports Nation. Let's keep it moving. First up, ain't nobody got time for that. Celtics wanted Joel Embiid to man up and shake hands after Game 5, but he did not. And so they feel as if it was disrespectful, taking off his face mask, walked off the court, headed to the locker room. According to Yahoo Sports, several of the players were not happy with his lack of sportsmanship. Marcellus.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, should they be?
No, and they needed to know the root of this issue, which starts in Pop Warner, Little League, AAU, when they force us to go across the field, across the court. Good game, good game, good game. And you're looking at dudes that didn't even play. So why am I saying good game to this little 9-year-old? Then now we're going to take this damn thing all the way to the pro level where I'm forced to say good game to good game. What if you didn't have a good game? What if you didn't play? And what if I don't want to say good game because I'm in my feelings, so it's okay.
So would you say you're anti-sportsmanship?
Yeah. Like, look, we
But it's
compete for a reason.
sportsmanship if it's not authentic, and that's the thing that always cracked me up. It's like, if you don't really mean good game, then I don't need your fake good game. It's like when you watch a tennis match and meet each other in the net. You know they ain't really happy about that. They ain't like going, hey, you really beat me down. They don't say that.
Thank you.
Well, especially because we're talking about grown people here. It's one thing if it's little kids and you're trying to, basically teach them a larger lesson. I'm glad that Joel Embiid was that upset. That, to me, says something, not that I didn't think he was taking it seriously, but it says something about how he felt about this playoff loss. Plus, for the rest of us that like to be entertained, that's right, that's fake courtesy.
But can I tell you, was that before or after they blocked him?
You know what, Carrie?
No, I'm just curious because do you think if he would have shook his hand, he could have been on the Olympic team?
Oh, good point.
Probably.
Good point there.
See, Carrie, we were friends up until that moment.
But I ain't gonna be nice to you to pay it forward. I'm not paying it forward on the court. Like, oh, you know what? This is political.
That's super petty, though.
Yeah.
That's hyper petty, because that's like carryover petty. Like, that needs to be more instant.
Yeah, why is Isaiah singled out for his pettiness? But Jordan was the one that kept him off the Olympic team.
Listen,
John Sally was on the same team. Dennis Rodman was on the same team.
Look, I love Isaiah. He and Magic are back together. You saw that. Everybody friends again.
Right,
so we're moving on. Like, it's okay to be that way.
No, it is. And it helps. It adds to this, what I think is a bubbling rivalry between Boston and Philly.
Yeah, well, it'll be good.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
I mean, just saying, Embiid is cut to the white meat. I mean, deep. So why I got to say something in that moment and give you something?
You know, that's saying the cut to the white meat. Now, is that just cultural?
Oh, no, that ain't culture. That's you ever fall off your bike? I fell off my bike. I got cut to the white meat.
Okay.
Like,
I just heard we could move from the producer.
It go black, red, pink, and then white.
It does go white.
Ben's jumper is not good.
It cuts everything.
Kobe said he thinks that Ben Simmons should completely rebuild his jumper, but Ben Simmons not really excited about that when asked about.
Oh, y'all ain't right. Take that break off. Man, damn.
He said he might work, but he's not going to tear it down. Jamel, should
That is so wrong.
Should Ben Simmons take Kobe's advice?
Well, I think you should take it with a grain of salt, but I'll say this. I think because of this new age of basketball, we want everybody to shoot like Steph. We want everybody to be a great shooter, but maybe that's not Ben Simmons' destiny. Maybe that's not his skill set. That maybe maybe he can just be adequate enough, good enough. We know what he can do inside the 8 feet, and he's just comfortable building around certain elements of his game. That being said, he does have to do something so people at least respect him when he's out there. He doesn't have to, again, become Steph, but you got to be respectable. And I think that's probably what Kobe was trying to get for him to understand.
I mean, I don't think he has to break the whole thing down. From watching him from a distance, it seems as if his biggest issue is that he keeps his elbow out. If he simply corrects his elbow...
Ooh, look at this.
No, I'm just saying, if he just corrects his elbow, that will help him in terms of consistency with his shot. Okay. But when you shoot your elbow this way, you're automatically putting yourself at a disadvantage because now you're forcing your hand to do extra work to correct the stuff to face the rim. Keep your elbow in, that helps you out.
All right, Black Brad Stevens, I see you.
Those out-of-bound plays are amazing.
You know, the crazy thing is there is a parallel between what Kobe tried to do with Ben Simmons and help him out, and the same thing that happens in the beef between Shaq and Chuck. What's happening is somebody who has more accolade is acting like they know everything. And look, hey, Kobe, Shaq,
Chuck, Google me.
Yeah, like, and I get it, because, I mean, we've all been there when we've had a mentor. Like, yeah, you have more than me, but you ain't got it all. And that's the thing about it. Like, Kobe was a 32% three-point.
Kerry, get him.
Not his game, but
he done
get him, Kerry. That's right. Get him, Kerry.
All I'm saying is, you said take it with a grain of salt. You have to respect greatness in Kobe when he says something, digest it. But it's okay if you spit it out. Like, nah, that's not exactly what I want to do.
Saying, Kobe, you're right. Come help me. Or where can I meet you to get some advice? It's one thing to shout out saying, yeah, man, you need to do this. But if you really want to engage,
Kobe wasn't saying it in a malicious way. He was like,
no, he wasn't at all. I'm not going there.
Just on the outside looking in, maybe you should do this. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but I mean, look, if Ben Simmons...
You almost got a two-piece and a biscuit talking about Kobe.
Look, I know. I'm just to let you know that you can't say everything like it's coming from the heavens. Like, I get it, dog. You did it.
Have you not seen details? Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I have not, actually.
Moving on.
Not yet.
Akbar, throughout the first pitch last night. Can you say that last name?
Say it last name. I dare you.
Oh, okay. Baha Biamila.
No, Bijamila.
Bijamila.
Bijamila. There you go. There you go.
Enjoy the weather. See you next time.
Now it's time for winners and losers. Up first, Marcellus, this is for you.
What's
Side
up?
hustle.
Oh, yeah, I'm about to leave.
All right, Clippers are looking, and we know that, are looking to hire a mascot.
Y'all fast forward through the capabilities and the characteristics.
What, you want to make sure you're qualified? Is that it?
Yeah, I got to see if I qualify. Keep going strong.
That's it.
And they might do a background check.
Are you willing to show up to Clipper games?
That's
You're qualified.
And Dan.
And Dan. Yeah, I can do that.
All right.
But I ain't taking Chuck's job. Like, they got to create another mascot because Chuck's the guy.
Okay.
Chuck's the man. You know what I mean?
Yes, loser dignity.
Hey, right, dog.
Baja Bamila. Am I saying that right?
Not yet.
Who cares?
Not yet.
After this pitch.
First pitch before the Phillies game last night. And let's just say it was terrible. Jamel.
Just a bit outside.
Why is it so hard to do this, Jamel?
It's not hard. It's hard for people who look like they've never seen a baseball before. And I thought 50 Cent's his first pitch would go down in history as the worst. This is probably worse.
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
Now, see,
this is pretty bad. That's like 9 miles an hour, though. Look how slow it is.
It's breaking ball.
You got to throw it, though.
That's an off-pitch breaking ball. Everybody knows that.
Oh, is that what that was? Off-pitch breaking ball.
At 9 miles an hour?
Whoa.
Listen, not off speed, just off pitch.
All right, guys. Basketball loser, minor league affiliate of the Phillies, put up a billboard trying to convince LeBron James again to come catch Michael Jordan. Jamel, should LeBron switch to baseball?
Nah. If there was any other sport I think people want to see him play, it'd be football.
Football.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Like not baseball. Why do I have a feeling he'd be really awkward probably trying to play baseball?
I'm just wondering, don't these cities have poor people and stuff? Can they use that money to help them out instead of these ridiculous billboards and stuff like that?
There you go.
Can we just laugh on this Friday without
so when you spend $1,000 to go to Game 6 of the, I know you got poor people with
I said Super Bowl, dog.
Well, that too.
Lions in the Super Bowl.
Y'all looked over the Lehigh Iron Pigs is the name of that team.
Oh, I'm sorry. Lehigh
That's
Iron
gangster.
Pigs. Okay.
The Iron Pigs. That's
Iron Pigs?
The hell is that?
Mother's Day Sunday. And that's me and my
Boy, you look like your mama, Jamil. That's your mama and you. Look at rest in peace, mama. Look at
Mama styling.
y'all out there country.
Okay, so
What
what's
are
in the
y'all
cup?
drinking?
Yes.
Where the red cups at?
What y'all drinking? You and your mama out there getting lit.
Happy Mother's Day.
We can live.
Even worse. He getting lit.